This is going to be exciting, Tommy.
This is his first race out here at Bakersfield Speedway. And that's 4 wide. What a swarm of pro stocks heading in through the turns number 1 and 2. Lee Jensen in the 72, he's making a run for the lead. Side by side out of turn number 4. Welch holds on to it. Jensen on the inside. 68J. That'll be Billy the Kid Simpkins. The number 54 and the 5. 54 Brady Bell, the 5 of Darrell Hughes. The 11X, or the 11M I should say, Clay Daly. And the 49 is another driver we don't have written down. So Jensen and Welch duking it out here in lap number 2 of 8. In this first heat race of the evening for the second night of the Bud Nationals.
Ooh, doggy.
They got a little tight there.
Uh-oh, trouble for the 72 machine, our leader.
Lee Jensen having to pull it into the infield, a mechanical issue. Not sure as to what. But we have a new challenger for the lead. Welch in the lead. Here comes Simpkin.
Now,
the number 68J.
Will not have a B main tonight. It generally has smaller car counts at nationals events and whatnot. But, Tommy, I think you'll agree that this is the division that you could have 2 cars in it, and it could be the best race of the night.
Somehow they'd make 3 wide in a 2-car race. I don't know how they do it, but the competition in this division is outstanding. Lap 5 on the board, make it 6 at the line, 2 to go when they cross the stripe. And you're seeing it already in this first heat race with the competition. We now have the 11M of Clay Daly, who's going to be running in the late model race here tonight and ran it last night. We've got 4 cars duking it out for the win right now. Brady Bell making a move to the inside. Daly with the run to the high side. And they're all bumping into each other into turn 1.
White flag is in the air. Can Welch hold him off?
He's got a run to his outside. He's got to defend. Here comes Daly to the high side. Welch staking down low. Who's it going to be out of turn number 4? It'll be Clay Daly taking it, stealing it across the line over Lonnie Welch. And don't be surprised if that's how it's going to be in this main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready for heat race number 2 for the street stocks, super stocks, pro stocks in the future. You know that's probably a secret that we're not supposed to announce yet?
Yeah, probably. Everything's stock. How about that?
Well, on the outside of this one, Johnny Hot Rod Blackford, that number 6 machine. Tommy, the 7B.
Of Bedingfield, Johnny Bedingfield. That's going to work. Okay, we're green. Oh, boy. Got the 04 of
Tim Randolph.
Yep, Tim Randolph.
Oh, into the tire, the 78S.
That's going to bring out a caution because that is a major debris. So that'd be exciting.
I think it's fine, right where it's at.
It's not in the...
We're going to spin out the 37 of Chad Weber, though, on the front straightaway.
The 78S of the ringleader, Darrell Hood.
Yeah, this is not a division we regularly see Darrell Hood in. Usually, we see him in the sport modifieds.
And doesn't look like he has major damage other than cosmetic on his door.
He was trying to get a spare tire. You know that saying that 8 tires are better than 4? What about 1 big 5th tire?
Chad Weber, he just seemed to have hit the brakes and spun out. The 3D, Mike Johnson, the 20T.
Toby Randolph.
And the 5 car is the only one we don't have on our sheet.
Terry Labonte.
No, that'll work, yeah.
Casey Kane would be like, what the heck?
Matt Crafton's here tonight.
See, and that's not a joke. Matt Crafton, the 2013 Camping World Truck Series champion, on hand tonight. Last night did not transfer out of the B main.
Oh, well, that's good news.
Well, that just means he's going to want it more tonight.
Very true. Okay, I see where you went.
I guess it also goes to show how competitive these local racing nationals events can be.
Matt Crafton teaming up with Tony Toast Motorsports.
8 cars, 8 laps. Gonna try this one again. Bedingfield waiting for the green. He's gonna get it. One of these cars sounds a little sour.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, Bedingfield around in front of the field. I wonder how much the ringleader Darrell Hood in that 78S machine is liking his. Is this his debut?
No, his return back.
His return. I think think he might have a flat left front tire if I'm seeing things correctly.
Toby Randolph probably hates it just as much. He got caught up in that one. Flat left front for the 78S.
And I know last night they had a one and done rule. However, yeah, that flat left front tire, 78S. Toby Randolph, the 20T machine, also getting things underway. Getting ready for the restart. Again, it's a full restart. We're going to get the one to go this time by. You hear them talking about holy guacamole behind us.
That's all the makings from Mike Mosher, 20-year track announcer here at the Bakersfield Speedway.
I'm going to cheat right now.
Yeah. Mike Johnson's out there, so.
Well, now it sounds like
Steve
Steve
Hughes. Wait and see. 6 cars, 8 laps. This is tape number 3. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds.
Was just seeing if they'd let us cheat and give us the name of the number 5. The green flag back out in the air.
I think it's Blackford's car that has an issue, maybe.
The motor issue that we're hearing.
Yeah, because that car did not go anywhere on the restart.
Well, we're down to 6 cars. It's been a rough one for the second heat race. 3 wide. Chad River way to the bottom. And just kind of riding on that brim. Last night we saw how this track developed into a high line race course, and I'm telling you, Tommy, we can already see how dry it is. Look at this out of turn number 4. We're running out of room.
And it'll be the 2 Randolphs.
Oh, Randolph into the wall, and your leader around, and
there, clear. I knew we'd catch up to that spin here in a second.
Yeah. Lap number 2. This will bring out the yellow flag for the 17th time in this race. That's, you know what? It's the Nationals. Oh.
White flag in the air. Lap 7 of 8. Battle for second spot.
Yeah, that's going to continue on. Chad Weber staying ahead also of Toby Randolph in the 20T. Blackford slips up. Johnson going to cross the line first and win the second of 2 heat races, and contact along the line. Randolph beating Blackford for the second spot. Just underway in this first heat race for the modifieds. IMCA modifieds, they call them A-mods across the country, and contact for the second position. And the Hornet's Nest into turn number 1.
Brad Pound's your leader right now in the 15B.
Oh, we're losing body parts.
He is who we call the dominator out here, Bakersfield Speedway. Over 100 IMCA sanctioned wins. Scored that this year. The 5SR Buddy Shelton, and around goes 83 in front of the outlaw Rick Childress Jr.
Now, is that technically a bump draft?
Nation, yeah. And I think that'll help Jason Nation.
I'm sure.
And the 18 machine caught up in that one as well is the 18 of Cody Barnett. Other people in this one, the 11H of Eric Hamilton, the 21J of Devin Crockett, Justin Crockett, my bad, the 1J Jeff Streeter, and the 40 machine, that is Joe Wapsis, and rounding out the field, the number 44 of Will Davis.
Jason Nation getting the black flag. One and done rule tonight. You cause the caution, you have a B main to go. Now, Tommy, this is the first race that we're going to have to talk about the transfer spot for the heat races. Top 3 will transfer to the A main. Everyone else is going to have a really busy B main to get through. Another black flag being displayed to the 83 machine. Nation going to pull it off right now. Will Davis in the 44 machine that we were talking about.
Okay, so the 83 of Jason Nation called for that caution.
Lap 2 on the board of 8.
Here in our heat races tonight, so Jason Nation.
Lap number 3 of this IMCA modified heat race. Battle for the transfer spot. That's battle to watch. Hamilton Jay. Other battles back here. Jeff Streeter closing in at his number 1J, but he goes way wide up into the loose stuff.
So this battle for second we have going on right now. Hamilton just now getting around Shelton. Shelton's still going to have a lot of pressure, though, if he's going to make it to the A main.
Pounds running away with this one. Shelton in third in the 5SR machine.
Shelton actually doing a good job pulling away. White flag is in the air. He might be set.
Anything can happen. We've seen it before with these heat races just like this. Shelton with an issue. He keeps it running. Brad Pounds out of turn number 4 will take the checkered flag. Can Justin Crockett make it work? Nope. He's going to slide it sideways. Shelton in it, as well as Hamilton. The rest have to work their way through the B main event. Crockett, Barnett, Childress, and others. See what?
I think what we'll do at this point is just leave it recording.
Why not? That's what Xan would do.
Do you have one of those bracelets that says WWW? I don't know. What would Xan do?
That'd be a long bracelet, though.
I'm an engineer. I don't know how to spell.
Getting ready for the next IMCA modified heat race. The draw-redraw format. So it's exciting throughout the entire Budweiser Nationals for all these competitors, because you never can be comfortable for your races.
Unless you install a couch in the car.
That's true.
Yeah,
You can do that.
I'm resourceful. All right, well, let's go through the starting lineup in this one. A lot of cars and some tracks that we've been to. This could be the main event. That's how many cars showed up here for this weekend at the Budweiser Nationals. Bakersfield, California, in Oildale. Sun setting behind us. It cooled down quite a bit last night, and we saw this track dry up, and we had some great racing that came with it. Starting on the front row, the number 2 machine, that's Danny Lauer, and to Danny's outside.
It'd be the 11 straight up.
To 11 straight up, that's R.C. Whitwell. Row number 2, the 2J of Justin Schweitzer, and the number 8 of Larry Hood. We'll catch you up with the rest of the cars in this field. Green flag is in the air. To the early lead, working that outside line is the number 97 machine driven by Jay Marks.
Larry Hood.
Inside.
Larry Hood duking it out with Jay Marks in the number 8.
Also in this field, the 51B, Brian Clark. He's trying to work up to the 5th spot around Schweitzer. The 2H machine, Bobby Hogue. He had a fantastic night last night in this division. Won not just this main event contact, but also his late model main event.
Battle for the lead down the back straightaway.
And a battle for the transfer spot. Hood and Marks going at it. That's Whitwell you see on the outside in the 11 machine. Now this is Hood you see on the outside in the 8 machine. And then you got this pack. Steve Bowles in the 14B, that white and purple car. The 91 EPJ of Earl Pearson Jr. And the 13X rounds out this field of Danny O'Keefe. Transfer spot, though, is the hot ticket right now. We're halfway through this heat race. Lap number 4 of 8. transfer
The
spot.
heat is on out here.
Well, Tommy, they got to watch out for that 2H machine. Bobby Hogue knows he's going to be in the A main.
He had to work for it. Now it's up to his luck of the draw where he's going to start in the main event.
You know, I'm looking at some of the cars right now in the field. The 2J Justin Schweitzer, he has some work to do on his 2J machine. Because his left front, some in the suspension looks like it's broken. So we'll keep an eye on Schweitzer's progress throughout this night.
Left front. Busted.
Now, Tommy, as the next group of heat races, or I should say the next group of IMCA Modifieds pulls out, one of our favorite parts of Bakersfield Speedway, not to put words in your mouth, but I think you'd agree, the tow trucks.
The tow trucks. I would gamble on this. I could almost guarantee you that one of the two tow trucks are going to get towed off here tonight. You just don't know which one it's going to be.
And that's why the fans showed up tonight.
That's right.
To find out which one's going to survive.
All right, let's go through the starting lineup in this one. The number 5 of Brett Bennett to his outside is the number 77D of Cole Dick. Inside row number 2, the 29 of Scott Gatson, the 198 of Robbie Sawyer. Green flag. 9 XXX Chet Reeves, the 61X of Robbie Whitworth, the S Superman of Colin Weinbarger. 28P, John Piker, the 07X, Troy Morris Jr., and the 55, Dalen Coffey. Bennett out to a big-time lead early on in this one. He's trying to stretch his legs, get comfy, because he knows what's all happening behind him.
Oh, Cole Dick around in front of the field.
And big stacking up. A lot of cars in that one, getting some damage.
And one of them, Troy Morris Jr., no caution.
I believe he has
Now
the
it is
worst
out.
damage.
We saw Troy Morris Jr. have a massive hit in a heat race at King Speedway in Hanford, California, during when they had a national event earlier this year.
Look at this thing. Left front, or left rear flat, right front, broken.
Yes, definitely the right front they're going to be concerned about.
He's
here.
got the street sweeper set up on that right front right there. That is a lot of damage to worry about before your B main event.
Tommy, I think a street sweeper on a dirt track is just, you're beating a dead horse.
That's what that's what it would look like going off the track there.
Now, John Piker in this 28P machine also with some trouble. Probably looks like he's testing it out just a bit, see what he's got. We're not used to seeing him in this division.
77D Cole Dick getting the black flag.
Now, Cole, he had a rough night last night as well. Did not transfer out of the B main. I know they were looking for a better run tonight.
Pretty far drive coming from San Diego area.
Yeah. To give everyone an idea, that would be what, a 5-hour drive?
Yeah, that would be. And Piker making a U-turn over in turns 1 and 2. He's going to pull it off the track, try to get it repaired, or just head straight into the B main. 1 to go.
Scott Gatson, he was involved in that wreck. You see they display the black flag once more.
I lied, it's not 1 to go. But yeah, look at that right side. Caved in. And we actually saw some cars beat up more than that last night.
Yes, in heat races.
In heat races. Lap 2 up on the scoreboard. So 2 laps into this heat race.
That's looking good. I'm good. I had my chicken strips and french fries. My belly's full.
This crowd keeps coming in. I don't know where we're gonna go. I don't know where we're gonna park.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just look at the parking lot they got back here.
What I like about this track, it has its own character in it, in the fact that you bring your own seat out here. You bring your lawn chair, you bring your stadium chair, you bring something to sit on, a blanket, and relax out here, drinking a cold one, watching some great racing action. We go green on lap number 2 of the 8-lap heat race. Sawyer making a a challenge for the lead. He will get it out of turn number 2. Bennett gets up into the rough stuff. No traction out of turn number 2. We see a battle brewing up around the transfer spot. Weinbarger and Whitwell looking to try to find a way around the 55 of Coffee.
Superman, that's Weinbarger's car. He's another driver that did not transfer out of the B main. Also looking to turn around his luck tonight. He's battling to the inside of Whitwer for the 4th spot.
Battle for the lead again, brewing up here in turns number 3 and 4. A lot of these drivers knowing that the track is going to be a high side track.
And Tommy, John Piker has returned to the racing area.
Sawyer holding on to the lead, but Bennett with the run into turn number 1. Lap number 6, 2 laps to go. No pressure for the transfer spot. The only pressure is Coffee. He can't screw up. White flag, side by side for the lead.
Tommy, if you're Sawyer at this point, do you just say, okay, I'll take the 2nd spot?
It looks like that's exactly what he just did, going into turn number 1. Don't want to push it and ruin it for yourself. Out of turn number 4, Brett Bennett takes the checkered flag. The pink and white breast cancer awareness checkered flag, I love it. It looks good, it looks different, and it's all for a good reason. So Coffee, Bennett, and Sawyer moving into the A main event. All the rest we'll see back in the B main.
And now we call upon the final heat race, the IMCA Modifieds.
I believe this might be the last one for the mods.
Look at that, it's like we're channeling the same ideas.
We did sleep at a Holiday Inn Express last night. All right. So, wait, you think that was funny?
I thought that was a good one.
All right. I think, no, actually, we can't lie to all these viewers. We stayed at Howard Johnson's house.
Yes.
Or at least the Howard Johnson Hotel.
Yeah, we did. One to go.
It had everything we needed. It had a couple of beds and a shower. To drive back home to Santa Clarita area. Let's go through the starting lineup.
69S, James Stowe will start on the front row to his outside, the number 23 machine of Chris Crom. Row number 2 gives us the C9 of Chad Rickenback. And the 5L, not the usual driver we see in that, Carla Laney.
Carla Laney.
Then row number 3, the 5K of Mike Kirby and the 91T of Matt Crafton. Green flag, and we're racing for 8 laps. Also in this field, and all heavy contenders, the 10N of Rob Sanders, the 11XX, our champion this year. Woo, we're going 3 wide.
The champion making a move through the middle.
That's right, that 11XX machine of Kyle Heckman. Then we have the 24 machine of Ethan Dotson.
Oh, stacking them up. Carla Laney stuck inside the 69S of Stowe. Literally a big stack up.
He's probably checking her tire pressures right now.
Check this out.
Stowe had a really rough night last night. I was hoping to have things go a little bit better tonight.
See the 5L of Carla Laney trying to figure out what to do.
Now, Tommy, I called the 24 of Ethan Dotson. Now, is that correct?
Correct, yes. No Roger Holder. That was Roger Holder last night in the 24 machine.
Right.
Roger Holder, a drag racer. So he's out at the Auto Club Dragway in Fontana, drag racing. So he got to play a little bit last night and handed the keys over to the kid, Ethan Dotson. And we're going to take a look at how they're going to get this one undone.
You know, we've had the occasional red flag for events, or I should say for incidents like this, because sometimes cars get so wedged together that the frames themselves kind of fold around and pretzel. And I personally didn't see this wreck. You may have.
It was just a big stack up going into the corner. Everybody running into each other.
So, any surprises for you tonight so far?
Not yet. I wouldn't say anything yet.
Nothing outrageous.
But it's still only the heat races for the Bud Nationals. What about you?
Well, it's lap 1. Caution's out. I'd say we're about right on par with our national start.
Right.
Just looking back to last night, the American stocks were out here racing. They are not out here tonight. They're done for the 2014 season at Bakersfield Speedway. That was a fun event to watch. And
it was a wild event.
It was a wild event.
You know, the fans out here on a regular basis, see the stow machine getting unstuck from the 5L. Now they're probably going to, they're going to keep the 5L on the hook and cart her off the track.
That could possibly be because of the one and done rule. So Laney, they might have said, hey, we might as well just leave you on here and bring you to where you should drop you off. Oh. Okay, now we're good.
Let's take a look at Stow's machine.
His back's going to get plenty of airflow tonight.
Oh, yeah. If he burns up a rear end, he had bigger issues. But I think the problem is the entire back part of that car is going to flop around. And you see that Stow is either a crazy redneck or a redneck crazy on the sun visor, whatever, windshield. It says redneck crazy. So he must just be crazy for those rednecks. Aren't we on the 69S?
This is American Dream.
That's right. Oh, man.
Bakersfield Speedway. This track runs throughout the year.
March till tonight.
And we made it to about half the events here this year. We're regulars, actually, out at Irwindale Speedway, where we both work as announcers and do videos out there. We also do Smash 'em Up events.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Trailer racing, demolition derbies, whatnot. We got a big night of destruction on November 1st that we'll be taking part in.
And that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, people are probably like, yeah, we can tell that you get knocked around quite a bit.
Here we go.
Well, Cromp, our leader, Reichenbach. And the 5K of Mike Kirby. Those are your transfers, but Sanders and Crafton, 4th and 5th.
This is going to be interesting.
And don't forget your champion's still back there. The 11XX machine. Almost contact between him and Crafton. Carla Laney makes it back out on the track, maybe one lap down.
Battle for the transfer spot.
Oh, boy. Sanders looking for a line around the 23 machine. Now Kirby in that 5K challenging Rickenback for the lead. Lap number 3.
The 10N has the nose ahead of the 23 of Cromp.
Oh, boy. And, it's one of those things you look back behind these two and you see just more contenders coming their way through the field.
By the way, speaking of Ethan Dodson, this is his debut in an A-mod. Not bad looking at all.
Yeah, won his heat race last night in the Sport Modifieds. That main event will be tonight. Oh, Sanders, he was in a transfer spot, lost it out of turn number 2, and that moves your champion, who didn't lift through that entire incident. Kyle Heckman is taking the 3rd spot. Cromp sitting in 4th. Sanders now trying to regain some positions. And the battle for the lead continues on.
Trevor, do you think that the 901T of Matt Crafton is getting practice for Eldora? Or just loves Eldora so much that he had to do it for fun here tonight? still a packed B main here tonight for the IMCA Modifieds.
Yep.
Wow.
So Matt Crafton again going to have to go through the B main event. Budweiser Nationals, Tommy. So we certainly hope everyone joining us live right now, and that's right for anyone watching heat races, probably going live on YouTube? Not quite, live on XN.
And you know what I gotta say, we come out here on a semi-regular basis. We treat this as our home dirt track. And it's so cool to see when XN is posting stuff or at events all across the country. But it really turned exciting when they started posting about how they're coming to Bakersfield Speedway. So you get excited a little bit, you know, it's pretty good and true. And then they start showing highlights and other stuff from Bakersfield Speedway, and you know how awesome it is that they're at your home track. And got to thank them for doing what they do for the short track racing community, but also the entire motorsports community. They do stuff on the snow, stuff on the dirt, asphalt racing.
We should race on the snow.
We don't get any snow out here.
I was going to say, we haven't even gotten rain in the last 10 months.
The last time it's rained here in California, to hear it from a Californian, it hasn't rained here except for a little flash flood monsoon since February, the end of February.
And we weren't even here for that. We were in Phoenix working Victory Lane.
Unbelievable. So yes, it is pretty dry out here in California.
The big boys are on the track, Tommy. The late model division getting ready for the start of their heat races.
Here we go, green. Remember the Trophy Dash last night? What a race!
Incredible. That 13 machine, that's Breakall.
Tony
to the early lead. And
Tony Breakall in the 13V machine. Richard Pappenhausen in the number 4P. The 75, Tommy Malcolm. The 29, Andy Obertello. The 84G of Kyle Griffith. And rounding out the field, the number 28, GG of Clark Guglielmone.
Clark had trouble in qualifying in that 28 GG machine. I don't think he completed a lap.
Maybe he's saving fuel. You never know.
That'd be my strategy.
So Pappenhausen out to a lead. Battle for the second spot. Breakall and Malcolm make a little bit of a contact. Going through the front straightaway. You see it here live, but what's fun about here at Bakersfield Speedway is you are right next to the action. What an awesome camera angle, but what a great treat for the fans to be up close and personal to the racetrack. I mean, I feel like when they come across the start-finish line, you can literally see inside of these cars and see what they're up to. Breakall with the run for the lead. He's down low. And you know what I've noticed about this track, unlike last night, Jeffrey, is that we see Guglielmone has crashed in turn number 2.
That is different from last night.
That is very different. But I was going to say how racy this track is now. It's dry, it's slick, but the high side looks to be as fast as the low side. Last night, it was the high side, which was the preferred and fast line. So Clark Guglielmone, I guess his bad luck continues today.
Yeah, just a constant struggle for that team this weekend. But they're sticking with it.
Lap 5 up on the scoreboard.
And I think I started mentioning this earlier, but here on Low Budget TV, what we do is we sell DVDs. And we have cameras all over the track right now that we physically turn on ourselves and set up ourselves, and sometimes we swap them out. So occasionally it might get a little quiet. We'll still have the beautiful pictures of the beautiful Bakersfield backdrop.
That's right.
But just in case it does get quiet, that's sometimes what we're up to.
I believe this is the oldest continuously operating racetrack in California. Bakersfield is also the racing capital of California, centrally located in California for the most part. And we've got 3 racing venues out here. We got actually 4 if you want to count them.
I don't
right
even
here,
know how to count. So.
Bakersfield Speedway every Saturday night from March through October, middle of October. And then a little bit of ways from here, about 20-25 minutes away, is Kern County Raceway, a brand new NASCAR facility.
Yep.
And then a drag strip, Famoso, Auto Club Famoso Raceway, which is way out behind us somewhere.
Hey, Tommy.
Way over there. Hi. Way over there. And you get to see a bit of a sunset, what's left of it, here tonight.
So we're 1 to go. We'll be racing next time by. And Tommy, I'm just going to remind you, mentioning cameras that we have, that these are the last heat races before B-mains.
You're right. So that tells me that I have to get ready to run.
You have to run like the wind, Bullseye.
Oh, man. But yeah, so very cool and awesome that the guys at Xan tapped us on the shoulder and said, hey, do you guys want to help out this weekend? Well, sure. So that's how you guys are all stuck with us on Xan.
I guess that would leave us to be the first to apologize on XM.
I don't know, hopefully that chat room's going wild right now. Submit your questions or anything else and we can try to help answer them for you.
The first question is going to be, when are the announcers going to stop talking?
That's right. That is right. 1 to go here. Getting ready for the lap 5 restart. 3 laps to go when we go green.
So when do you think you're going to leave my presence up here?
Right after this race. As soon as the checkered flag falls, so will I.
I'll miss you.
You always say that.
I don't mean it.
Here we go. Pappenhausen going to restart over Breakall, Malcolm, Obertello, and Griffith. Malcolm trying that high side. The only car at the time on the high side into the second spot.
I don't think Malcolm wants to do the B main event last night, or like he did last night.
A little bit of more contact.
We're having a shoving match between these 2 drivers, Griffith and Obertello.
It's a slick track, and around in front of Malcolm is Breakall. Obertello threading the needle, white flag.
And Malcolm is left in the dust.
Got that car stalled over in the center of the corner. He's going to pull it off into the infield, going into the B main.
Battle for the transfer spot, Tommy.
Pappenhausen will take the checkered flag. Who's it going to be for the transfer? Griffith going to run to the outside, takes it at the stripe over Breakall. Tony Breakall in the A-main the entire race until the start-finish line.
And Tommy, another B-main ride for the 75 of Tommy Malcolm. I mean, that car is hooked up, that driver is good, but you know what? In a Nationals event, sometimes you need more than just being good.
You need some luck, and that was just not on his side there on the last 2 laps.
Certainly was not. Next late model main event coming out.
And Weber throwing t-shirts in the crowd. He's got 3 t-shirts he's going to toss. 2 of those shirts have a pair of tickets to the Big Dump Truck Apocalypse October 24th and 25th right here at the Bakersfield Speedway. He's going to motor his way down the front straightaway towards turn number 4. You got to make some noise, race fans. Round 2 qualifier on the grid. Still make that noise as he tosses the shirts on the point. Comes to us out of Scioto, Oregon.
All right, they're giving the 1 to go. Fill you in on who's in this one. So row number 1's going to give us the number 21 machine of Steve Moore, the 17 of Lightning Larry Childress. Row number 2, the 21 machine, driven by Devin Crockett. The number 10 in of Rob Sanders, and the 22G of Paul Guglielmone.
22G out of Bakersfield, Paul Guglielmone. Into turn number 4, nice steady pace.
Steve Moore did not make it into the A main event last night, so you know he's going to be doing all he can in this heat race to stay in the top 3. Good run for Childress on the outside in his number 17 machine. Then you have Crockett. It looks like they just took the green flag. They're still side by side. Rob Sanders, that 10N machine, also racing in the A-mods. It's going to work to the outside. Michael 3 wide here. Childress had to back up his turn a little bit into turn number 3. But Moore remains in the top 3. Crockett in the 21 trying to chase him down. And a battle for the lead. Childress and Sanders. Sanders trying to get some bite on that inside line. It looks like he's going to complete the pass out of turn number 2. He will take the spot, and the battle for the transfer spot, the 21 versus, how appropriate, the 21. It's Crockett to the inside, Moore to the outside in the green car. And we're halfway. This battle for the transfer spot rages on. Paul Guglielmone in the 22G machine has lost touch with these top 4. So he's going to need some unfortunate events to happen to other drivers for him to make the A-main at this point. 2 laps to go, 1 at the line. And Steve Moore trying to pull away from Crockett. Sanders going to take the white flag. Childress in second in his bright orange 17 machine. And Steve Moore now catching up to him. So Moore's going to get sideways. That's going to allow Crockett to take over the position. Sanders is going to transfer. Childress, Crockett, and unfortunate for Steve Moore, all he had to do was hang on for it. These things aren't that easy to drive, though. And Moore may have pushed it just a little bit too hard. You know he wanted to make it into the A-main event. He still has a chance in the B-main. But I'll tell you what, those eyes on the side of his car, they're looking angry for a reason.
Budweiser National. So 2 heat races in the Bakersfield Speedway, 2 more to go.
Getting ready for our next late model heat race. Waiting for the whole field to filter out. Talk about the fans out here. I believe like half of Bakersfield has showed up tonight.
California, in the victory circle chassis, that is driver Cody Barnett. Outside of row number 1.
So they're pushing one of the cars out right now, and the reason this, okay, you got to start it up. So 1P, and we mentioned his name earlier, Brad Pounds, the Dominator, because he also was in the A-mod. A couple of these drivers pulling double duty this weekend, and by a couple, I mean quite a bit, actually. We're gonna go through the starting lineup right now. The lights are out. We're gonna be going green this time by Cody Barnett on the pole. To his outside is the 91T machine of Tony Toast. 11X Steve Drake, 1P Brad Pounds, and the C9 of Chad Rickenback. Green flag, and already we've pushed in the left rear quarter panel of Tony Toast's machine. And the battle for the transfer spot. 2 really good drivers. Actually, all these drivers could easily make the A-main. Oh, Steve Drake gets into the tire just a little bit, the tractor tire. Those things in race cars don't really mix that well. Pounds to the inside of the 11X. Chad Rickenback, that C9 car is just struggling right now. Not quite right with that car. Have your top 4. Oh, Barnett gonna slip up, get into the loose stuff. And Drake takes over the lead in his 11X machine. Battle for second. Not the battle for the transfer spot. Tony Toast had to blow up a little bit out of turn number 4. Otherwise, he was closing in on this battle. Brad Pounds now in the second position. Barnett in that 18 machine, the last car that will transfer in the A-main. We're just past the halfway point, lap number 5 of 8. Rickenback still struggling in that C9. That C9's probably making him C9. Steve Drake, lap number 6, our leader. Pounds trying to chase him down to the 1P. Pounds was a contender not only in the trophy dash, also in the main event. White flag is in the air. It looks like Drake, if everything works out for him, it's going to end well for the 11X Steve Drake. Your winner in the heat race. Brad Pounds, the 1P machine, 18 of Cody Barnett. Will transfer. That leaves Tony Toast in the 91T, longtime racer in Southern California. Did a lot of touring races and the asphalt days of his career. And a lot of dirt track racing as well. So Toast is going to have to do some B main racing. Now, let's see here. I'm looking around. Now there's Tommy. As I mentioned, low budget TV, we do everything between the two of us. Tommy right now is setting up one of our wall cameras. It's going to be probably a very busy wall camera tonight, capturing all the action coming right out of turn number 2. And we have another camera that we're going to be putting up over the Monster Energy. And usually when we set these cameras up, we actually tell the drivers that if they want to earn themselves a free DVD, all they have to do is take out one of our wall cameras. Now, generally, it's not quite worth it for them to do that, but we have had a couple take us up on that offer. All right, so we're getting ready to go through this starting lineup. Let's do it. The 5X machine, Dino Napier, front row. Jason Papich is outside in the 91P machine. Did some racing back east earlier this year. Bobby Hogue, your winner last night in the 2H machine in this division. The 32B of Clay Daly. And rounding out the field, the 1N of Mike Corwin. And that's the battle for the transfer spot. 3 wide down the back straightaway. A nudge from Daly in the 32B machine to the 91P of Jason Papich. Battle for second. Both these cars are currently, all 3 of these cars are currently in the A main transfer spots. Dino and Corwin. Hogue right now working that inside line. We saw him take all of his success on the outside line. During last night's action. Now, one of those interesting tidbits, you kind of look around at these cars, the 32B machine has an idea. On top. Now what they put that on for, from what we've heard, is the owner of the car wanted to know where the car is at all times, even when it gets really dusty. So they put that light on top. Some of these tracks they go to, possibly even tonight at this one, it can get pretty dusty when the stuff dries up. We were walking the track at the end of last night. It was a very dry track. They talk about the cushion. Here, that's that outside line that you see. You can tell where the groove is. It's all shiny. Some of these cars like to get that right rear right on the cushion. Gives them a little bit extra grip, but you get too much grip and it could cause some big problems when you're cranking it right, turning around these left turns. Oh, taking the check for white flag. But yeah, we were walking along and it's that stuff was super soft last night. Out of turn number 4, Bobby Hogue, the 4th, taking the checkered flag. Clay Daly and Jason Papich. 91P transfers on to the A main. Dino Napier and Mike Corwin have some work to do in the B main. Heat race action. Now, last night, for those watching on XN, And for those viewing this now on YouTube, Low Budget TV, there was heat race action for the hobby stocks and sport mods. Now, they have a combined weekend where what they do is their race is actually them doing heat races on Friday night, and their B mains and A mains and C mains and whatever mains they got left to do on Saturday. So they don't have any heat races to deal with today, but they have a lot to deal with right now. Those in the B main race.